everyone, welcome back to Andy Demos. Today we're checking out the Halcyon Green Overdrive from Origin Effects, and this one features their new adaptive circuitry, which aims to correct some of the things we've put up with in the TS-808 circuit for a long time. So let's see what they've done here. Built on the foundation of the 808, but certainly not a clone, Origin have come up with an entirely new adaptive circuitry to combat the thin mid-range tones when cleaning up with the guitar's volume or dynamic playing. As the signal cleans up, the full frequency range is smoothly restored, giving you fat rhythm tones that can easily morph into roaring lead sounds without stepping on additional pedals. The three-way adapt toggle allows stock 808 behavior, mild and heavy adapt applications. Plus, they've given you the power to let as much or as little dry signal back into the mix, a huge improvement whether you like playing into a clean or dirty amp. The voice switch presents you with stock 808 EQ or emphasized presence, which will delight humbucker fans, especially when using the neck position. Like other Origin effects, the Halcyon comes equipped with high-quality components, an ultra-high input impedance to let your true guitar signal shine, and buffered bypass to preserve the dynamic signal coming from this innovative circuit. For more info on these fine effects from England, check out origineffects.com. Let's start by getting to the bottom of that adaptive circuitry. So I'll start with it off, roll back the volume knob, and then go to position 1 and position 2 on the adapt, and you'll see how it restores a lot of bass and treble, and it kind of dips down the mids. Meanwhile, when you crank it back up with the volume knob, you get that classic, 808 mid-range push. So we're getting some nice cleanup here, but it definitely doesn't have that low-end push like the bypass signal. So let's try the first adapt setting and try to regain some of that oomph. If we go back to turning it off, pretty much the same tone. You notice just a little bit of high-end clarity when you go to the adapt setting, so that's why it's nice to be able to have two different levels of the adapt, but you certainly heard it fill in the low end when you clean things up. And let's try some other ways to actually fatten it up, and that's adding more of the dry signal. The stock 808 setting with that dry knob is about halfway, so let's increase it and see how it really helps fill things out, especially with single coils. And playing through a cleanish amp like we are today, let's back off on that dry signal and increase the drive as well as the output of the Halcyon and just really see how you could get a very natural sounding overdrive without that sort of dry signal going in parallel. Now I've got this detuned guitar and the amp is a little cooking, so I'm going to actually roll back up on that dry signal. I'm also going to use that mod setting, which gives you a little bit more presence and a little bit more note definition, which is really helpful with a detuned guitar and humbuckers especially. And that last setting was all about high gain, so I wasn't actually using the adaptive mode, but let's get a guitar that actually cleans up already really nicely with this neck humbucker because we have really low output PAFs here. And I'll go through the adapt settings once more so you could hear how it really restores the full frequency range of this humbucker when the volume is backed off. Well, I think that sums it up. The Halcyon from Origin Effects, a really cool adaptive circuit that gives you the best of both worlds. You get that mid-range punch, but you also get that fatter, kind of almost Fendery scooped clean tone when you back things off with your guitar's volume. You can check it out at origineffects.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next Andy demo.